While I adore traveling, I also look forward to coming home and recreating those dishes and recipes that I enjoyed so much when I was traveling. Recently, I was in Puglia, Italy, way in the south, and oh, is it a beautiful place. The architecture, the lifestyle, and the food, all spectacular. Now, we had a great opportunity to tour behind the scenes of a famous bakery in Lecce. It's called Martinucci, and while the bakery is famous for its pasticciotti, little sweet pastries, the savory pastries, the rustici, really caught my eye. And that's the recipe I'm here to share with you today. Rustici are like pastry meets pizza. You've got the creamy, cheesy tomato filling inside an actual puff pastry, which is not typical to Italy. What is at the heart of it is actually less about the cheese and more about a bechamel sauce. So that's where I'm gonna kick things off, making a bechamel. And I'm making a cheater version of the bechamel. I find it really easy to make, and it really gives a nice thickness because we have to handle the bechamel sauce cold to assemble the pastry. So the first thing I do is pour my cup of milk into my pot, and I add my cornstarch. I just use a little bit of cornstarch to thicken it, because really it's about the cheese that we add later on once it's thickened that really counts. In addition to that, I like to add a little bit of finely grated nutmeg. Adding a little nutmeg to a bechamel sauce is traditional. There we go. What's different about this bechamel sauce is I'm not using the butter flour mixture that's traditional, just the cornstarch to thicken it. But it takes no time to cook. I whisk that cornstarch in while the milk is still cold, and then I just wait for it to come up to a simmer while I'm whisking, and it'll thicken up and be nice and velvety. And then it'll be time to add the cheese. The sauce takes about 3 to 4 minutes to come up to a full simmer, and it only starts to thicken that last 10 to 20 seconds. As soon as you see bubbles break the surface, you can pull it off the heat. Now it's time to add my grated Parmesan cheese and just a little salt and pepper. This is one of those recipes where good cheese counts, so I do recommend a Parmigiano Reggiano for this. Even though that's not from Puglia, Puglia is famous for burrata. Wow, and we saw that being made too. And you can see how the cheese melts in there. So now I'll scrape this into a little container to cool and then chill completely before I use it. I've got my chilled filling, some puff pastry. Now it's time to assemble. Of course, you can make your own puff pastry, but for a recipe like this that's about a casual snack, I think it's absolutely fine to use pre-made. Now, I noticed in Lecce, the rustici are very big. It's not like a little canapé. This is substantial, enough to get you between breakfast and lunch, or lunch and aperitivo, or aperitivo and dinner. So I use a 5-inch cookie cutter. If you don't have a cookie cutter this big, you could just trace around with a yogurt lid or something similar. So I find for each square of puff pastry, so the total is 450 grams, I get 4 individual rustici, so 4 pieces that are the base and 4 pieces that are the top. Of course, I save the scraps. You can re-roll them, turn them into like a savory palmier, put a little pesto, olive, if you want to stay with the Italian theme. While I'm at it, I might as well cut the 4 tops. All right. Line your baking tray with parchment paper And then you assemble these right on the tray. And you can really see it really sets up, because for a puff pastry this size, you need to add a substantial amount of this filling. So I take 2 spoons, or you could use a mechanical scoop. And I noticed when we were behind the scenes at Martinucci, when they were filling their rustici, they put a lot of bechamel. I made that mistake the first time I tried making these. I didn't add enough filling, and it was all about the pastry, where you want that balance between pastry and filling. All right, and before I get too much further, now that I have the bechamel in place, I'm gonna brush around the filling with a generous amount of egg wash. So this is just a large egg mixed with a tablespoon of cold water. And this really is important to get the top layer of pastry to stick to the bottom, because as you bake these, this delicious bechamel sauce, in addition to the sauce and fresh mozzarella, will melt, and you don't want it pushing and leaking outside of each pastry. Okay. I've got tomato passata, which is simply cooked pureed tomatoes, strained and lightly seasoned. It's not a spaghetti sauce with basil and oregano and garlic and other seasoning. It's very simple and mild. And I use my teaspoon, even though I've got about a tablespoon of filling, and I kind of press into that thick bechamel so it holds the tomato sauce in place as I'm assembling. Go. And then the last addition, a bit of fresh cow's milk mozzarella. Puglia is famous for its burrata, but you wouldn't want to use burrata here because with that soft stracciatella filling, it would leak everywhere. And once everything's baked together, it might be just not the best use of a delicious burrata. So this is just cow's milk mozzarella. And now the second pastry goes on top. And this is what's important to note. When you place it on top and hug it around your filling, like so, just tuck it in, you'll notice that your top pastry and bottom pastry don't meet for obvious reasons. You've got all this filling in here, but that's okay. That's factored into the recipe. And when it bakes out, you'll never notice that difference. But you do need that bottom layer to be big enough to hold all that filling. All right, and even though I tucked in the pastry using the sides of my hands, you really need to lock that top layer of pastry onto the bottom to prevent the filling from leaking out. So what I do, you could take a bowl, a glass, anything with a thick lip that won't cut through the pastry. I've got a cookie cutter with a rounded side, and I just go close to the filling and really press that top layer of pastry into the bottom. This is super important to a successful recipe. I was so nervous the first time I made these. I didn't press firmly enough, and yes, some of the filling did leak out. There we go. And you do have that egg wash in place that will secure the top to the bottom, that final little bit. And then a last brush with the egg wash. I've already preheated my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 Celsius, and these take 20 to 25 minutes to bake. Of course, the filling is already fully cooked. You're just looking to melt it. So just use the beautiful golden brown color of the puff pastry to tell you when they're done. It is important to let your rustici cool before you eat them. Those ingredients, that cheese, the tomato, and the Parmesan Bechamel are so hot right from the oven. Cut one in half for you so you can see it. Ooh, that beautiful bechamel with the tomato and that little bit of cheese in there. This is definitely not food to eat while you're driving. I close my eyes because honestly, you take a bite, I feel like I'm in Puglia. This is that taste. The bechamel is key with the Parmesan in it, the hint of tomato, the fresh mozzarella, but the buttery puff pastry. Go figure. What a treat to come home after a fantastic, memorable trip to Puglia and then recreate those memories in a single recipe. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you for another recipe from around the world.